Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where unicorns are real and so are our opinions. Today we are talking about the story of Carly Ryan. This story is an emotional one, so prepare yourself. For those who may not be familiar with her story, Carly Ryan is the reason your parents are and should be overprotective, at least to a certain extent, and especially when it comes to online activities. Carly Ryan was a vibrant 15-year-old Australian girl who met her dream boyfriend online. His name was Brandon Kane, and he was 18 years old. They would talk for hours and hours every single day, developing feelings for each other over chat, text, and phone calls, and even becoming so comfortable as to make their relationship exclusive. This went on for 18 months. They both wanted so desperately to meet each other, and Carly had a plan to make it possible. She would invite Brandon to her birthday party. It would be easy to convince her mother to allow this because it was a safe and neutral place to finally meet with the supervision of her loved ones. However, Brandon couldn't make it and wanted his dad to go in his place. Hesitantly, Carly's mother agreed as long as they could meet before the party, and so that's what they did. After giving the gifts to Carly and speaking with her mother, Brandon's father, Mr. Gary Francis Newman, was then allowed to attend the birthday party. Fast forwarding to the party, Mr. Gary Francis Newman pulled up just as he said he would. Of course, Carly was excited because she was able to spend more time with a person that meant a lot to someone who meant a lot to her. As Carly opened her gifts, we see that Brandon apparently bought her lingerie and a nurse's outfit. Not blaming anyone here, but for me, especially since there were already a shroud of uncomfortability, seeing that a grown man brought over lingerie and a nurse's outfit for my 15-year-old daughter would have sent me over the edge. I would have immediately kicked him out and filed a police report because it just doesn't seem nor does it feel right. But Mr. Newman was allowed to stay, and not only that, but he was going to be sleeping over as well. The next morning, Carly's mom awoke to find Mr. Newman in her daughter's bed laying beside her. Carly's mom immediately sprang into action by kicking Mr. Newman out of her home and telling him to never contact her or her daughter ever again. She also filed a police report and from then on was closely monitoring Carly's internet usage more. After some time passed, on February 19th, Carly asked her mother if she could go to a sleepover at her friend's home. Her mother said it was okay, of course, and so she left and everything seemed just fine. That was until the following day when Carly never returned home. Carly's mom tried calling her but got no answer. Then she called her daughter's friends, and that was when she heard the scariest sentence ever constructed. She was told that there was no sleepover and Carly never came over either. After hearing the horrifying truth, she would call the police and tell them that her daughter was missing, and she suspected it had something to do with Mr. Newman. That same morning at Horseshoe Bay in Port Elliot, there was a body found floating face down. When the body was found in the shallow water, attempts of resuscitation were performed, but to no avail. I'm sure it was pretty apparent whose body was found. The autopsy revealed 19 separate injuries, with 6 to 8 of the injuries being blows to the head, and the cause of death was a combination of facial trauma, smothering, and drowning. It also revealed cannabinoids in Ryan's bloodstream and beach sand in her esophagus. Investigators examined security footage, which showed Ryan in and around Port Elliot on the 19th of February in the company of 2 men, and she was last seen alive by witnesses at the beach at 9:30 p.m. I can't imagine the horror that Carly endured, or the horror her mother suffered after confirming it was in fact her baby girl that was found dead. Stories like these unfortunately are heard all too often, but it was this story from back in 2007 that made us all aware of the true horrors of online relationships. Rest in paradise, Miss Carly Ryan, and peace to all who have loved her.